Hey everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video I'm going to show you a little bit about the history of gold and pull back the curtain about fiat currency. I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe to our channel. I'm James from Blackwell Jewellers and I'll talk to you soon.
From the very beginning, when the earth formed over 4.5 billion years ago, gold was there, deeply entwined in our planet's crust. But it was a time far removed from the glitz and the glamour we associate it with today. Gold was a hidden treasure, lying dormant waiting to be discovered. Fast forward to ancient civilization. Egypt in its golden age became infatuated with its glorious metal. Gold was abundant along the river Nile, and it didn't take long for the Egyptians to start extracting it. The stunning sheen of gold fascinated them, not just for its beauty but also its indestructibility. It was seen as the skin of their gods, the embodiment of internal splendour. Pharaohs would be buried with a hoard of gold, their eternal companions in the afterlife. In ancient Greece, gold was also a symbol of wealth and social standard, used by the elite as a means to display their power. The first gold coins were minted around 550 BC, setting the standard for centuries to come. From the gold rush in the American West to the Spanish galleons loaded with gold, the lust for this precious metal has shaped the course of human history. The dreams of empires were built and broken on it. Gold, simply put, becomes synonymous with wealth and power. And why not? Gold is rare and it's beautiful, but its allure isn't purely aesthetic. Gold doesn't tarnish, doesn't rust, and can't be destroyed. It can be melted, moulded and shaped without losing its fundamental properties. It's the ultimate representation of value. Gold was more than just a pretty face. It quickly became the backbone of commerce and trade. It was reliable, it was tangible. People could hold it in their hands, feel its weight, see its glimmer. It was a promise of value, something that could be exchanged for goods or services. It's a reliable measure of wealth. Now that's the magic of gold. It's not just a metal, it's a medium of exchange, a standard of value, a symbol of wealth and prosperity. It was gold that brought trust into trade and commerce, laying the foundations for the economy as we know them today. That's why when you hold a piece of gold, you're not just holding a chunk of metal, you're holding a fragment of history, a piece of humanity's universe narratives. It's a solid proof of our collective fascination, our endless pursuit of wealth and power. And in today's world, where paper currency is fleeting and digital currencies are faceless, the allure of gold stands stronger than ever. Our story takes a turn in the 20th century, an era of great change and growth. Now gold, the star of our story, still held sway, yet the governments were beginning to see the appeal of something new, something they could control: paper money. Let's journey across the Atlantic to the United States. In the heart of the Great Depression, 1933, you got to picture the scene. People were hurting, the banks were failing, the economy was on its knees. The government, led by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, made a controversial call. A decree was issued that made owning gold a crime. Americans were ordered to hand in their gold in return for paper money. Now, why would the government do that, you ask? Simple: control. You see, when you have gold, you have power. The government, in a bid to stabilise the economy, wanted that power. They wanted to control the supply of money. They wanted to control the flow of the economy, and they couldn't do that with gold because gold can't be printed at will. So they switched to a system that allowed them to print paper money out of thin air. The gold standard, which tied the value of a currency to a certain amount of gold, was abandoned. The era of a fiat currency had begun. The name fiat comes from Latin, meaning let it be done, and that's precisely what it is. It's money because the government says it is. They control its supply and therefore its value. But unlike gold, paper money doesn't have inherent value. It's not durable, it's not rare, and most importantly, it's not limited. With gold, the government had a limit. There's only so much gold in the world and you can't print more of it. With paper money, there's no such limitations. Government can print more whenever they want. Now the downside, well, If you print too much money, it loses its value. This is the root of inflation, the silent thief that erodes your wealth without you even noticing. Yet throughout these trials and tribulations, gold remained steadfast. While paper money went through booms and busts, while governments recklessly manipulated their currency, gold maintained its value. Why? Because gold is finite. You can't create gold out of thin air. It takes a considerable amount of time, resources and effort to mine and refine gold. This scarcity is what gives gold its value, and it's this value that has enabled gold to weather every storm, every financial crisis, every war, every bout of inflation. Rewind to 2007. The world was cruising along seemingly without a care when the unthinkable happened. Banks, the institution of the financial world, faltered. They had been reckless, lending money they didn't have to people who couldn't pay them back. The financial world crumbled and economies collapsed like a house of cards. But in this economic chaos, something remarkable happened. As the world was in freefall, gold was soaring. People flocked to it, seeking refuge from the storm. The price of gold shot up, demand skyrocketed. Why? Because in times of crisis, people instinctively turn to what they can trust, and for thousands of years, that trust has been placed in gold. Fast forward to 2020, a new crisis emerged, unseen and unheard of. COVID-19. The world was on its knees again, and governments around the globe started printing money like never before, trying to hold their economies together. Inflation soared and the value of paper money took a nosedive. Yet once again, amidst the chaos, gold held its ground. Its value shot up as people sought safety and security. Because when the world turns topsy-turvy, gold remains consistent. It's a reminder of a simple fact: gold doesn't bow to crisis, it thrives in them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our story comes full circle here, from the ancient Egyptians to modern world. Gold has proved that time and time again it's as solid as ever. It's not just a metal, it's an enduring symbol of wealth. It's a solid, tough rock against volatility, a safe haven in times of crisis, and an uncertain world that's worth its weight in gold.
Guys, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a subscribe down below, like the video, and be ready for more content to come.